Another one going here if anyone wants this one.
Yeah, I was just going to say thank you very much, everybody, for coming. It's really nice to see everybody. I was saying to Joe that, you know, we speak to everybody on the phone, but we've never really met many of you. So some of you I've met, but not everybody. Hiya. So thanks everybody for coming. The whole reason we wanted to get you together was we love to share information. I know we're a bit cheeky sometimes to do some silly things, but it's all to be different and for you to be, for us to be memorable. So with Windows 10, you've seen it on the TV, advertised, you've seen it in the newspapers, so we wanted to share with you as much as we can. You know, it's new to us as well as it is to well, Microsoft, I guess. It's in its sort of infancy. So Steve's going to show you a little bit about Windows 10, as much as we can share. Like I say, we're new to it as well, so so go carefully and go nicely with your tough questions. We're not used to doing lots of presentations, so so we just wanted to share some information with you and hopefully find it useful. So, over to Steve.
Hello everyone.
You all know the lovely Steve, I'm sure.
Sure.
Oh, yes. Do you want to sit there? You are?
Coffee, white coffee.
These are what you call solid chairs.
Yeah, of course you can.
There's one more if anybody wants to sit next to David. I'll move out of the way.
Brilliant, thank you.
Does anyone else want anything? Can I stick that there?
Okay, I'll crack on. It's just a very... I'm not going to bore you of how to use Windows 10 or how to do all the tricks and tips and everything. It's basically just to show you the differences from what you're using now and to give you my actual opinion on Windows 10. So the first thing, when Windows 8 came out, everyone complained about the start button being missing, the charm bar keeps popping out from the right hand side, and how just the user value thing. It was actually quite annoying even for me as an engineer to use Windows 8 when it was first released. So, the new start button, which is now back, this machine, this is just standard Windows 10. I've not installed anything on here. This is basically how it comes out of the tin. There's the new start button. Yes, you've got the new icons here. All of this can be changed and edited. You can put whatever you want over here. Your apps are where you'd expect them. So I'm sure you all remember that from Windows XP and 7 or Vista. They're all in alphabetical order, so all your programs that you've got installed or that you install will show up here on the left, which is fairly straightforward. Here you've got most used apps, so things that you use often, so things like Word, other apps that you use will show up here, obviously under most used.
Excuse me, could I just interrupt for one
Yeah,
second?
far away.
I was almost under the impression that you were going to take it right from the very beginning.
Right.
Because you're already in Windows 10.
Yep.
What problems are we going to have to get to this stage? Is there anything that we have to be careful? I mean,
yeah.
I know you're there in Windows 10, but
sure.
To get to this stage is
You're going to have, there are some known problems, yes. I'll come to those at the end.
okay.
So any question, fine, any question you've got, you can fire at me now or later, but with problems and stuff,
yeah.
I'll answer that at the end.
Yeah, okay.
There are some known issues with doing the update,
yeah, okay.
And actually getting the update in the first place, you need to do some certain stuff. So I'll cover that at the end.
Okay.
Right, okay. Another thing with the start button is how easy it is to get to everywhere. So for example, File Explorer will take you desktop, download pictures, documents, the usual. I'm sure everyone's used to the Explorer, so everything's there with a click of a button. If you wanted to change stuff or go to the control panel, you go to settings. They've actually made this quite nice. Anything to do with your system, display notifications is all there. Personalisation, that's going to be the main used one. If we just go into that, you can see how easy this is to use. So the background, you can choose pictures. You just click them, you change your background. If you're not a picture person, you just want a colour, you could just choose a solid colour. Again, it's fairly straightforward to use. We've got a slideshow there. Now, I don't have many pictures on here, but you can browse for pictures on your machine to actually set up a slideshow in your background as well. Fairly straightforward to set up. Again, colours. So colours of your actual theme type things you can change there. Again, very easy to do. I won't bore you with that. That'll be something you can fiddle with once you've got it. No, screensaver will be under lock screen will be your type screensaver. To be honest, I don't actually fiddle with this too much in this part, so I'm in uncharted territory. So rather than me break it, I'll leave that for another day. Yeah, screensaver. I'm sure you're used to that screen. Yeah, it's a similar one. Yeah. They've not updated all the windows, so obviously that's all nice and laid out nicely. But sometimes you'll click somewhere and you'll get the old the old screensaver menu, so you can change it there. Another thing is the new search feature. It's not new, it is in the older version, but this one's pretty good. Anything you need to get to, whether it be a file, picture, document, a web page, or a setting or anything, you can type it in there. So for example, if you wanted to go to a web page, you can just type it in there and it will take you straight there. You'll notice how fast things are also in Windows 10. It's faster than Windows 8, it's definitely faster than Windows 7. The machine that I'm using here is nothing fancy. This is our standard i3 machine. This is what we've been selling and promoting. Runs pretty good with Windows 10. You can see, you click things open pretty quick. There's nothing fancy going on there at all. So again, back to the search feature. If you want to change sleep settings, if you type sleep, it comes up there with all different sleep things. Store is something I'll show you in a second, but things are cognate to your settings, so you can change things in there. But again, I won't bore you with that. You can just type anything you want in there. It will search your machine and the web and give you a list of different things there. The new Internet Explorer is called Microsoft Edge. It's pretty much the same as it always has been. It loads web pages and stores your favourites. Again, it's just quicker to use. I know a lot of people use Chrome or Firefox, which is fine. I personally use Firefox. But Microsoft Edge is actually pretty quick. The reason why people use Chrome in the first place was speed. Internet Explorer has always been known to be fairly clunky, I will admit. But this, the Edge, is pretty cool. It's pretty good. It's very easy to use as well. You've got the back, forward, home, the usual stuff. Settings, obviously, at the top. Again, I won't bore you with settings. That's something you can figure out. So those two new features, or three new features, are pretty cool already. It's what the first thing I saw when I did the update. The next thing I want to show you is about multitasking. So some people just use their machine for emails, that's fine. But people who use it as a tool or do a lot of stuff, they've got something called Task View. So it's right there, it's a button you can press. You haven't got to worry about hidden keyboard shortcuts or anything. So let's say, for example, you are in, like I said, I haven't got much stuff on here. Say you've got your pictures folder open, you've got all your pictures there. Let's say you've got an internet web page open and your downloads folder. There's a few things you've got open there. If you just click on that button there, it shows you all your pages you've got open, which is pretty cool. There's one click of a button, it does that. The thing they've added, again, which is pretty awesome, I will be using it, is this new desktop feature. So you can see I've got all my things open there. If I click on New Desktop, you can gives you desktop 2. So if I click that, now it looks like you're back to normal, everything's closed and everything's gone. What you could do in here is have different programs open. So if you're doing Photoshop or family tree stuff, doesn't matter, it's something different. For example, if I just open the store here, you can then click on task menu again. You can have multiple things open here, but all your old stuff is still open here. So you can have loads and loads of things open and not be cluttered with windows open everywhere. You can pretty much have as many desktops as you want. When you finish with the desktops you've got open, you can just close one of the desktops and put everything from that desktop into any desktop you've got open. So you can see the store's moved to this one, and then you can just close the things you don't need, or you can click on the things you actually want to go to. So you can go to the store, or whatever. So that's a pretty cool feature. It's actually something I really like. Yeah. Yeah, which is fine if you've got two, but if you've got loads of things open, you'll find you get arrows everywhere. It's all tiled up. It's not very nice to use. So that's a nice feature. You just bring them up, show you what you open, close the things you don't need, and close the things you want to set.
We've got that training.
So that was actually a pretty cool
right at the front.
feature.
Do you want me to go to give you a call back? If she's got a mobile,
So basically, as you can see, the Windows 8 and Windows 8.1 update was aimed at people with touchscreen. They tried to make it so it worked for everyone, desktop users, tablet users. It didn't. It wasn't very good for desktop users. This definitely is. You can use it on the desktop, you can use it on the touchscreen, and you can see you can still touch those icons. If you do have like a tablet that you use, well, you don't need all the start button really, because you've got no mouse. You can still do the update because you've got a feature down here called tablet mode, which basically brings it back to how you would expect Windows 8 gone back to now. Just a touchscreen environment where you can just use excuse me, a touchscreen. So yeah. Another good thing is if you're trying to connect things to your machine or add different bits of software or hardware. If we go to settings, you've got a feature here called devices. So there, they made it very simple. If you want to add a printer, you've got a big giant button there that says add a printer. If I click on that, it will do a scan of the network. Nothing's going to go wrong. I've already added a printer on our last on the Monday session, so it's probably not going to come up there. So it's very easy to add things like that. You basically look for stuff, it will find things that you connect, if it doesn't already pop up when you connect them. Okay, last thing is the store. So some people will not use the store. I don't get many questions about the store. No one's ever asked me how you use it or what it's for. In a nutshell, basically it is exactly what it says on the tin, it's a store, it's a shop. Microsoft's answer to Apple's iTunes. Obviously you can buy videos and apps and music from iTunes. You can basically do pretty much the same in the store. So for example, if you're looking for a film, click on films, search for films. You can buy films on there. Again, you can do the same with music. If you're looking for music. Sure, you lot are into Dr. Dre. Games. Lots of stuff there. You do need a Microsoft account to buy this stuff. So if you already own a Hotmail account or a Live account, that is classed as a Microsoft account. You can buy all that stuff. Another good thing they've done, with the Windows 8, they got rid of games. And to play games, you have to have a Microsoft account. And a lot of people didn't know what that actually was. They're going from a Windows 7 machine to a Windows 8 machine where some people were forced to actually make a Microsoft account, which was very confusing for a lot of people. With this one, with Windows 10, you don't need to. For example, if you wanted to play Solitaire, we go back to
Marshall.
okay, I don't know if that's there.
That's important.
How do you do, Marshall? Yeah.
So as you can see, I was lost there. I didn't actually know where it was. So if I just use my search feature, ready to sign in or make any stupid accounts, you just click it and play. It's fairly straightforward. There's a full screen button, minimise, back, send you back to where you were.
Shortcut to that?
Shortcut, good question. I don't actually know how you do that. Very good question. I will find out. I
We
think
do a lot of shortcuts
right. Okay.
on the screen, you know.
There's actually a shortcut there already for it.
And it comes up. Or perhaps it comes
Yeah,
up.
it's in the start menu. Normally with anything that you've got outside of here, you can add a shortcut to here. You just right click it, unpin from the start, so that will actually take it off from the start. If you go to all your apps, for example, I'm trying to find something that's not already there. Notes, character map shouldn't be there. So obviously this is very boring, but if you just right click anything from here, you can pin to start and it will add it to your start menu. You can then just click and drag it. If you hold your left mouse button, you can drag it wherever you want to. The character map's your most favourite program, which I guess is not the most.
That works the same as Windows 8 then, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, this part is kind of the same as Windows 8. It's just a lot easier to use. So yeah, that's how you would do it. Right click, pin to start, or if you want it down here, if you use it every day and you want fast access, you can pin to taskbar and you take it down there.
Oh, that's what I can do with that AVG then.
You could do that, yeah.
Yeah,
You want to?
that's gone up into the apps.
Yeah. Put anything you want down there and anything you want in the start menu. Again, last thing, just going back to how easy it is to use, the setting stuff. User account. Adding users now is a lot easier than it used to be. Family and other users, add someone else to this PC. It's just very easy to use. Everything's laid out nicely. You know where to click. It's not as scary as it has been in the past. No one goes into their control panel. They're worried about doing it, which is fine. That's what we're here for. If you need help and stuff like that, we can help out. But hopefully we should see people using their machines a lot more than just emails and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So any questions you've got, you can fire them at me.
Yeah, I'd like to know, I had the AVG search bar at the top,
Yes.
and that's gone now.
Okay.
I just want to know how to check that a site is safe that I go on with AVG
Yeah.
without that being there.
It should. We can put that back there. I would show you here, but I can't because I don't have AVG installed on this machine. The AVG toolbar is a separate piece of software from AVG. The AVG software obviously runs in the machine in the background. The toolbar is an add-on or a plugin in Internet Explorer or Chrome, whatever you use. If you go to, again, I can't show you one here. That'll be a feature that you can
Yeah, well,
an add-on that you
just
can
wondered
click
how
on,
you
yeah.
used it when it's not on a toolbar. Can I just click on to the AVG button and check that the page is safe that way?
You can do that. AVG, the way it works, because it runs in the background, even though, I mean, AVG gives you normally a nice green tick to say the website's safe.
That's right, that's
Even
what I like. I
yeah,
won't use it
okay,
otherwise.
right, okay. Even if you go to a website that's dodgy, AVG will still protect you. You don't need that toolbar.
Oh, I don't. It
no,
will come and tell me where.
Yeah, when you click on a web page, it checks for things like phishing, which is basically a website that looks genuine, but it's not the right website. So, for example,
that's what I check.
Halifax. If you go to Halifax, it looks like Halifax, but the actual address is gobbledygook. It's taking you somewhere else. You type in your password, and it's game over normally. But AVG checks for things like that anyway.
Oh, it does. Right.
And even if you're on a website that wants to download a bad thing, again, AVG will check it before you do it.
Oh, right.
Whenever you click, AVG is there before you click. So you don't need that tool. The only
Does it
thing,
still come up green at the top when you're in the secure site? Because that's what it used to do when I did AVG toolbar.
it's a good question, I don't know. I would have thought so.
Yeah, okay.
I need to, I'll install it on here and I'll have a look. I am new to this, I've been using this for 2 weeks. Normally, I don't do the updates because the updates scare me, I've got to learn something new, and I use my machine for work.
Like that. I didn't think
If if I don't know how to use my own machine, I can't do my work. So I normally hold out with all updates. But I use Windows 10 for about half an hour and knew pretty much straight away that I was going to use it. So I've updated my work machine already, not scared at all to use it. My home machine I haven't updated yet, but that's just because I've got a lot of stuff to sort out before I do it. But I definitely will be doing the update in the next week or two. That's how confident I am with it, which I'm normally not with Microsoft products, I'll be honest, but it's a pretty good product. And it's free for people that use Windows 7 and Windows 8.1. A common question I get is, they say it's free for a year, which it is. Do you then pay for it after the year? You don't. They've made that perfectly clear. The update's going to be free for a year for Windows 7 users and Windows 8.1. If you do the update, it doesn't cost you a thing to do it to Microsoft. After the year's up, you don't pay Microsoft anything. It's still free to you. But anyone who didn't do the update will then have to pay. And I think it's about 80 or 90 quid for the actual update. So that's a common question we get. It is free for the year. You won't pay for it.
Does it have any impact if you leave it like for a month or a couple of months before you, as long as you're within?
As long as you're in a year, you can do it on the last day.
And is anything changing? Are you going to lose any of the upgrades? Are there things that aren't going to be appearing that you usually do because they've gone to an upgrade?
Well, that always happens. If you don't do the update to Windows 10, obviously if you're on Windows 7, which is already out of support now, it's out of mainstream support, you will start losing updates when that goes out of complete support.
Okay, so the sooner the better, but you've got a few
Yeah,
months
you've got a
to do
year.
that.
Yeah, so obviously if you're going to do the backup, which we can, the upgrade, we can do it for you. If you're going to do it yourself, always make sure you back up. I've not heard any horror stories with the update. I do know some common problems with doing the update. But whenever you're doing anything as big as this, you always want to make sure you have a backup of everything first. And don't just back up and think it's done. Actually look at your backup, make sure your files are accessible before you do it. Because the last thing we do is do the upgrade, with a nice fancy layout and all your stuff gone. But again, we can do that stuff for you. We do offer a service where we can do the upgrade for you if you are worried about doing it.
See, can I just butt in? I've got the impression it was almost going to be automatic. You press the button and the upgrade happens. It's a bit more complicated than that.
It is automatic. For example, you've probably already seen the Windows 10 notification. So there's two steps to that. The first part is, hello, I'm Windows 10, do you want me? So you get the option to actually get it. That will actually download Windows 10 to your machine.
Right.
So the actual update is ready to go. It won't go on.
No.
It then gives you the option when it's done to actually do the update.
Right.
You can go ahead and do it. It's about 3 different clicks.
Yeah.
It won't sneak on without you not knowing. So don't worry about the update being on your machine. It will ask you 2 or 3 times before it actually goes on. You've got a disclaimer that you have to accept before you actually do the update. You can do it yourself, yes. Automatic, I suppose it's as automatic as it can be. So in answer to your question, yeah, it is fairly straightforward to do if you want to do it yourself. Yeah. It does, yeah.
Just literally down and update.
Yeah, you literally, once you click yes,
Yeah.
about 3 or 4 times,
Yeah.
you leave it. It does it all for you.
Yeah, it's nice.
And
Yeah.
everything's still there when you come back. All your
Yeah.
pictures are in
Yeah.
the same place.
Yep.
Or
It
they're
was
there.
for us. It was
It
for
was
us.
for you.
Yeah.
You say you
Yeah.
might have a problem with the printer, but put your printer on first.
We had our printer on while it was doing it.
Yeah.
We
and
found it
connected.
fine straight away then.
Found it straight
We've
away.
done it quite easy.
So,
You
yeah.
had the printer on when you did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
anything that you've installed, it's actually an upgrade. It's not an update. So what it does, it installs itself, and it keeps a list of things that you already had installed. It then reinstalls them for you automatically. The first thing you want to do when you've done the update, if you are going to do it yourself, you check your internet security and your printer's funny enough, because they're the 2 first things that normally the wheels come off. You've seen problems with AVG. I've seen problems with Norton. I've seen problems with Kaspersky. I've not seen any issues with McAfee, but I've not actually looked at the machine with it on when people have done the update.
Fixable things.
Oh, everything's fixable. There's a known issue for people that use Outlook, and I had the issue on my machine. You do the update, everything's working fine. You load Outlook, all your emails come in. You go to reply to an email, and you can't send out any emails. It's an easy fix. And again, it's a known issue from Microsoft, which, to be honest,
For you.
it is, yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if Microsoft actually changed the update slightly to actually incorporate the fix within the upgrade anyway. That's That's normally what they do. That's normally why we tell people to hold out first. It's only been out 2 weeks. There are going to be issues with it, but there's none major that I know of.
So if you'd upgraded now,
Yep.
and then some of these things they fixed,
Yeah.
they then send you something that says, you know, that you have to do, or does it happen automatically?
It should happen automatically. With Windows updates, you know how they work. They come down in the background, you don't know they're there, you can turn your machine off and you can't touch it for an hour while it does all its updates. They're normally automatic. Most of those Windows updates are security patches and bug fixes, so it should happen automatically. You can go in there and look what those updates are. I don't know of anyone that does that. I don't even do that. It's bored the hell out of me. So yeah, they normally do fix those problems automatically. Any big fixes, we'll normally send out an email or we'll let you know in one way, shape or form they've actually fixed something. So, yeah.
The impression you give is this is a good thing.
It is a
Don't
good
be
thing.
in a hurry to do it, because
Yeah.
like having a new car, within 6 months they update something.
Pretty much,
Wait
yeah. I
for the
mean,
bugs to be out first.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, as an operating system, if you're going to buy a new machine, definitely get it all Windows 10. That's my point that I make. I'm confident with it, and I'm confident that I will use my work machine to get everyone's people's machines fixed and my home machine. So as far as an OS goes, it's fine to use. For the people that are worried about the update, if you're worried about it, you don't have to do it. I mean, if
Well, it's not a
you're
worry, it's that most new things have a bug somewhere.
Yes.
Give them time to get rid of them.
yeah, you're always going to have bugs. Even, for example, let's say 6 months down the line, they've fixed all the upgrade bugs. You do the upgrade, everything's fine. 6 months down the line, Microsoft, and I can guarantee you this, they are going to release an update that's going to break something. They do it every 6 months to a year, where people do an update, things are working fine, turn the machine on, blank screen, we've seen that one. Blue screen, we've seen that. Microsoft will break it. There's nothing we can do to stop them doing that. Bug fixing wise, we know about the main ones. So if you don't want to do it now, that's fine. You've got a year to do it. I think that's why they give you the year for free, so they know that people are not going to rush out and do it. They're going to wait for the bug to be fixed. But any bug can be fixed. It's not a major issue. So
No, it's convenient, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's
what's that? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And when does the year start? Was it the 1st of August? When you say you've got 12 months.
Yes.
12 months from when?
I
does it
think
release?
the 26th of July. It's either the 26th or the 29th.
My birthday, so I
Right.
should reveal that.
Yes, I think I'm fairly confident the 26th of July. You've got a year from then to do it.
So Steve, they've sorted out bug fix KB 3081438, have they?
What the hell is that, man? I don't know what that one is.
I
off
was
the top of
just
my head.
doing a bit of research. Forbes magazine mentioned they had some problems with that particular bug. I don't know what it's all about.
I'll check, if you leave that piece of paper with me, I'll check it and email you. I'll let you know what that one is. I don't know those numbers off the top of my
Oh,
head.
come on, check it out, Sally.
There was, funny enough, there was a bug with Windows 10, just an update, not the actual upgrade. Again, with black screen, funny enough. You do the upgrade, an update to Windows 10, and it left with black screen. It took them, I think, 12 hours to fix that. That was a big problem, obviously. You turn the machine on, you've got black screen, it's not good. They've already fixed that bug. What I would say, if you're in the middle of something like a big project, don't do the upgrade. Hold back till the project's done. If you're in the middle of something important, why risk doing this? Yes, it's good, but it's not worth doing a project over. Yeah, there's always going to be that. Like you said, when buying a new car, your heated rear screen button's in the wrong place or in a different place. Everything is still there from Windows XP. It's just maybe in a slightly different place. You're getting used to where those things are. The search feature also, if you've lost something or you need something, just type it in there, it will come up. It's on the web, it will come up there. If it's a file document, it will show up in there.
Steve,
Yep.
you've got offers on at the moment for new PCs
Yep.
with Windows 10.
Yep.
Will that be the beta version or will it be version
No,
1?
the full-on
version
version.
1.
Yeah, no, we don't say anything with betas on. We never have, we never will. It's the full version. Again, I just remembered something. If you do the upgrade and you feel that you don't like it or something's not quite right, it can be undone fairly easily. I can't show you on here because I didn't do the upgrade. This came in Windows 10, but it's as easy as going to Start, Settings, Update Security. If you look here, there's actually underlined Windows Update, Recovery and Backup. Obviously, you click there, you've got your backup stuff, recovery, in here, you'll have it, shows up in here, undo, or go back, if you had Windows 7, it'll be a button, go back to Windows 7. If you had Windows 8, it'll say go back to Windows 8, so it comes up in there. You only get a month to do it. I only found that out yesterday, funny enough, to actually go back. So if you do it and it's not quite right for you, you can go back. Which people are worried about.
Steve, can I just throw another thing?
Yeah.
My take on what you just said about the year,
Yeah.
and the fact may have bugs in it,
Yeah.
which frightened me to death. I'd rather take an antibiotic really.
Okay.
My gut reaction is leave it to maybe next May time to do all this.
Possibly
Because
you
in a
could-
sense they will have undone this bug problem,
Yeah.
some of them.
You always, like I said, you will always have bugs, but it's your machine. We're not
Yes.
telling you to go out and do it. We're not-
No.
If you don't want to do it, don't do it. If you're worried about things like that, don't do it.
Well, I think I'm in a sense you're forced to, because gradually they'll remove any maintenance and both for the earlier systems, won't
Yes,
they?
they will
all
do.
the time.
There will be bugs with the upgrade, and they will iron most of them out. Yes,
Yes.
you're right. So the longer you leave it, well, there's pros and cons to it.
Yeah.
I'll put it down to just personal preference. If
Yeah,
you don't want to
sure.
do it and you want to wait, absolutely fine.
Yeah.
You're not going to lose anything
No.
by not doing it or doing it. So you can just wait.
Yeah.
And you're up at probably a version 11 anyway.
Possibly, yeah. I've already heard they're working on. Well, they're always the same.
Yeah.
My Windows
Everything
11
is,
or whatever they call it is being worked on as we speak. That's the way the future is always going to be. They're always working on the next big thing. So it wouldn't surprise me if they've already got Windows 12 on in the oven. So
Will it affect if you're an older machine?
yeah, I mean, basically, the problem you've got, and we do this as a service. We can check your machine. If you've got Windows 7 and you bought your machine that came with Windows 7, you're 90%. Well, I'm going to say 95%. Everything should work fine. The drivers, which are the piece of software that enables your machine to talk to Microsoft and make things work, will all work fine. If you had an older machine, for example, if you went from XP and you went upgraded to Windows 7 or Vista to Windows 7, I would advise you not to do the upgrade because the hardware in those older machines won't be capable of Windows 10. Things might work. For example, funny enough, there's one right there, an old Dell machine. Believe it or not, that's actually got Windows 10 on it. Everything works absolutely fine apart from the wireless. And I've checked, I don't think I can get the wireless work because there's no drivers available for it. So if you do have a really old machine, I wouldn't do it. If you had Windows 7 and it came with Windows 7, you should be absolutely fine. Yeah.
Steve, I think you can find out if you click on, do you want Windows 10?
Yeah. There's an upgrade.
The thing comes through and it told me that my machine and my printer were all compatible.
Yes, it does. Also,
So
if you,
I didn't go any further.
yeah, okay. Well, you've got the Windows